If you're driving with this button off, you're gambling with control, especially in wet or icy conditions. That dangerous switch isn't a hack. It's your electronic stability safety net, and disabling it can lead to slips or even a rollover in aggressive turns. In the next minutes, I'll show you what the light means, why manufacturers keep it on by default, and the handful of situations, like getting unstuck on a ramp, where a temporary deactivation makes sense. No myths, no scare tactics, just the exact rules for staying safe and knowing when to break them. Before we move on, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and like the video. You've seen that little car with the wavy lines under it. Here's the twist most people miss. That button isn't for play. It's a kill switch for a safety system that keeps your car pointed where you intend. Automakers put the symbol near your right hand for a reason. You'll usually find it on the center stack by the shifter or tucked beside the steering wheel. The icon might say off, or you'll see letters like ESC or TCS. Tap it, and you change how much help the car gives you when the road turns slick or the car starts to lose its line. A lot of drivers think turning it off unlocks power or makes the car feel more raw. Social media doesn't help. Clips of long slides look exciting, and they make it seem like you can just drift your way to more control. But those videos don't show how many tries, how much space, and how much risk sits behind the shot. Manufacturers default these systems on because they intervene faster than any human can, and they do it before a small slip turns into a spin. Here's the plain version. Electronic stability control watches your steering wheel angle, measures how the car is rotating, and compares that to the path you're asking for. If the nose starts to wash wide or the tail begins to step out, it uses the brakes at a specific wheel to create a correcting force. It can also trim engine power to keep the tires from getting overwhelmed. It isn't guessing. It's constantly measuring and nudging the car back toward your intended line. Traction control is related but different. ESC handles stability once you're moving at speed, countering understeer and oversteer so you don't spin or slide off the lane. TCS focuses on acceleration from low speed or a stop, cutting power or pulsing a brake when a driven wheel spins on wet paint, ice, or gravel. Think of ESC as the guardian when you're cornering and TCS as the gatekeeper when you're launching. Here's how it plays out. You enter a wet on-ramp a bit hot. As the curve tightens, the rear starts to feel light. ESC senses the yaw building faster than it should and taps the inside front brake. That creates a gentle pivot that pulls the car back onto the arc you asked for. You might feel a brief tug and see the icon flicker. With ESC disabled, that same slip can widen, and you end up chasing the slide with big steering inputs that only arrive after the tires have already given up. There's data behind the default. Stability systems have been tied to significant reductions in single-vehicle crashes and rollovers, with the biggest benefits showing up in taller vehicles and on wet or icy roads. It's not hype. Reducing the initial loss of control cuts the odds of everything that follows. The lights help you read what's happening. A flashing squiggly car icon means the system is actively correcting. A steady off or an illuminated ESC/TCS symbol tells you you've disabled it. If the warning stays on without you pressing anything, treat it like any other safety fault. Restart the car, check your manual, and get it scanned if it persists. So the purpose isn't thrill-seeking, it's stabilization. Your safest default is simple. Leave ESC and TCS on. They're quiet until you need them, and when you do, they act before your hands and feet can catch up. But are there narrow moments when tapping that button helps you rather than hurts you? That's where drivers get tripped up, and where a few smart exceptions actually make getting moving easier. Here's the curveball no one tells you. There are rare moments when turning that system off, briefly, actually helps you get out of trouble faster and safer. Not for speed, not for style, but for traction when you're stuck. Think deep snow that packs around your tires, muddy ruts after a rainstorm, soft sand where the tread fills instantly, or a slimy boat ramp when you're pulling a trailer uphill. In those situations, the car's default behavior fights you. It sees slip, cuts power, grabs a brake, and your momentum dies right when you need it most. That's the tension. ESC and traction control are designed to stop wheel spin. Great on a wet intersection. Terrible when your only way out is a touch of controlled slip to clear the tread and build a path. Leave everything on, and you sit there bogging down while the tires buzz against the surface. Turn off the right part at the right time, and you let the tire bite, sling away packed snow or mud, and start crawling forward again. Take a snowbank start. Your nose out from the curb, plowed ridge to your right. With TCS active, you roll into the throttle and the car yanks power the instant a wheel chirps. Momentum dies. Toggle TCS off, and you allow a small, steady spin to carve a shallow channel. Keep your throttle smooth. Quarter pedal, not a stomp. Feather the steering to follow the new groove, and the car feeds itself out. The second you're moving straight and clear, turn TCS back on so it can protect you at the next turn. Now, a muddy trail or soft sand. Here you want the tires to clear themselves, not dig a trench. If your car offers partial modes, use the quick press that disables TCS while leaving ESC active. That way, you get the slip you need without losing directional stability. Keep speeds low and throttle inputs gentle. If you surge, you bury. If you creep with light, continuous wheel spin, the tread stays open and the vehicle creeps out. The moment you're on firmer ground, restore normal settings so stability control can catch any sudden slide. Towing a trailer up a slick ramp adds weight and angle. The rear tires lighten, they slip, and TCS chops power right when you need pull. Briefly disable TCS, hold a steady, modest throttle, and avoid jerky steering. Let the rig start rolling, keep the line straight, and as soon as you clear the slime, reactivate the system. The trailer will feel calmer once momentum is established, and you won't be battling the computer for torque. Many modern cars build this logic in. A single press usually disables TCS, allowing limited wheel spin. A long press or a menu option may further reduce ESC intervention, which is rarely needed outside low-speed recovery or off-road use. You may also have modes labeled snow, mud, or rock. These relax the rules to permit slip while keeping a safety net. If you have them, use them first. They're designed to give you traction without fully pulling the plug on stability. Set guardrails for yourself. Use the override only to get unstuck. Keep speeds low and inputs smooth. Reactivate the systems as soon as the car is moving straight or before 20 to 25 miles per hour, long before you merge or encounter traffic. Watch the icons, confirm they're back on, and treat any warning that stays lit like a fault, not a feature. The rule of thumb is simple. Turn off only to claw free, use light throttle, and switch back on immediately. Everyday driving stays with everything active. Escape scenarios get a short, careful override. And when that light blinks during normal driving, it's not nagging you. It's telling you it just saved grip you didn't know you lost. That button isn't a shortcut to skill. It's the backup when skill meets its limit. Keep it on as your default protection, and treat the override as a tool only when you're stuck and need controlled slip to get moving again. Do one thing tonight. Find the icon in your car, open the manual to the ESC and traction control page, and learn the difference between a quick press, a long press, and any snow or mud modes. Practice turning it back on safely in a quiet lot so it's second nature. Respect the system, know the exceptions, and you'll drive with control, not guesswork.